We're catalysts in each other's lives as well as our own, and we work at being the artists we've always wanted to be. Yes, I need a haircut, I need a shower, but I had something on my mind, and I just made a video, but it's not uploading, sorry, from my iPad. So here we are going to try and do it live. So here in Sarasota, that's where I live, in Sarasota, Florida. Uh, it's very warm. It's August now. We made it through July, which was brutally hot. August is a little bit better so far. We've had a ton of rain, a ton of rain. But we've also been suffering a drought. All that said, um, we are going through what is called not high season. I don't know. We have high season here, high season, which has traditionally been Thanksgiving, right about Thanksgiving to Easter, the end of Easter time period. Um, we have traffic. We have people coming from all over the country, all over the world, coming to Sarasota. This is my understanding, and this is something I have experienced up until the last couple of years, or this last year especially. Um, yeah, we've had a ton of traffic coming to town, so I actually have been told. This year, uh, sorry, high season. Okay, let's start again. So high season is during Thanksgiving to Easter, and then traditionally that traffic dies. People go back up north, and the city is left scrambling. The city, the businesses, the artists are left scrambling. Every city, every town, every county, every neighborhood has a period like this. For me up north, it was middle of winter. But then where I'm from on Cape Cod, we started getting traffic year round. And after a little bit, people woke up and realized, oh, wait a minute, it's not season anymore. Season isn't relegated to 6 months out of the year. It's now year round. So businesses, artists, um, venues, uh, theaters started waking up to the fact that, oh, there are people here, and my cowlicks are here, um, more than 6 months out of the year. Well, that hasn't really happened here in Sarasota. They haven't woken up to that fact yet. So we've watched, yes, traffic thin out, but we've watched large condo buildings go up like so many places around the country. So there are people here, but we seem to be stuck in this odd time period, this odd and awkward growth period where people are still telling themselves and perpetuating this myth that, oh, there's season, it's season, it's season, and season. And city leaders aren't helping. The Chamber of Commerce isn't helping because they push the, oh, it's season, it's season, it's season, it's season, it's season. It's not season. It's not season. So they helped to perpetuate this cliche that they built for themselves. So I know as an artist, as an individual artist, I'm fighting that. And friends of mine who own businesses in Sarasota or run restaurants are really fighting that cliche as well. Stay standing up and glue. Anyway, they're stuck fighting that cliche as well. Is people who live in towns and cities that have based themselves on travel and or travelers, on visitors, on they base their entire existence on dependence on people coming from out of state or out of the city, out of the state, out of the country. In you know, I forgot where I was saying, except we've painted, or this place has painted itself in a corner. Now, for me, I have been down in Burn Square, which is a tiny section of Sarasota. It is a historical neighborhood. It is the neighborhood where Avenue of Art was destroyed. 300 pieces of artwork by 200 artists from around the world was destroyed. And I've basically been down there in protest for 8 months, painting while we have uh, something coming up that I can't talk about here. But hopefully very, very soon you'll be hearing about it. Anywho, I've been down there 6, 7 days a week for 8 months painting. I've only taken time off when I've had to do the multiple 3D illustrations I've done at Urbanite Theater here in town, or at Fab Arts, or done work elsewhere. I'm about to help a friend with a mural. But other than that, I am there. I am right there. I've been standing there. I was standing there in the direct sun with umbrellas, but in the sun for 4 months for about 12 to 14 hours a day. Standing there, painting, 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 talking to people, painting, 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 showing off my artwork, showing off my presentation book, which recently got soaked in the downpour, showing off my work. Oh, that's my presentation book that's had a couple of baths. But also showing off physical work. I have a cart where I hang my work, I place my work, I do big work, small work. I continue continue painting constantly. Paint here, bring it down there, work on my stuff there, bring it back here to finish it up, or I'll get stuff almost done here, bring it down there, finish it up. So it's constant, constant, constant. So I was down there for 4 or 5, almost 5 months, I think, painting in the direct sun. I got really, really, really sick because it's pretty brutal. It's physically taxing doing that kind of thing, but I have an axe to grind and I'm not going to stop grinding it. So now I am down to being there from 5 to 9 o'clock every night. Again, I'm in Burns Square, on the corner of South Orange and South Pineapple in the historic neighborhood of Burns Square. Anyway, I'm down there from 5 to 9 o'clock every day, painting, talking to people, trying to show my artwork. And it's like so much visibility. Right up the street is a very, very busy road called Mound. So there's always traffic coming through. Again, not as much as during high season, but I'm still getting more traffic and getting seen better than when, I was just sitting in here painting and hoping and sitting around with my fingers crossed. I'm giving myself the best possible chances, or giving myself the best opportunities possible in this city right now and with the conditions of the world. Now, that said, one thing I've been frustrated with as an artist in doing all this stuff and trying to help bring art and color back to Burns Square, which we've been successful at, bring businesses, bring people to Burns Square, which we've been fairly successful at till like July. One of the things that I want to broach here, and with artists who watch this especially, or performers or whoever, I hear all the time, yeah, but it's not high season. It's not high season. Wait till high season. Wait till high season. Wait till high season. Well, that is a repeated cliche that has helped paint this city into a deep and desperate and dark corner. Many, many, many places, many towns, thousands, millions of towns and cities use that excuse. We, however, have a magnificent tool that we can hopefully use to combat that, and it is called the internet. You're welcome. For me, I have been posting relentlessly on Facebook. I'm getting back to posting on Instagram, and I'm going to do my best to do it on YouTube. However, I'm also reaching a roadblock. I'm uploading shorts to YouTube. I'm producing these little shorts and reels for Instagram and Facebook. I'm posting on Facebook. I'm interacting with people. I'm interacting with people physically. out in public, and it's just like, stalled. Everything is stalled. We have the internet. We have all these sites that we could be using, um, but we're getting buried under algorithms. That's been going on for a bit, where we post things and then all of a sudden we disappear under you know, the look at me, I'm doing something wild and crazy, or I'm doing the typical shit that everybody else is doing. So, yay me, we're getting buried under that. So what I'm thinking about now is asking my friends and followers, because it's always I'm so grateful for the people who support me. I'm so friggin' grateful for the people who support me and they love my work. But I also need to reach a larger audience, and I can't do it on my own. So I'm trying to find a confident way of saying, please share my work. Please share my work. And I haven't quite reached it because I'm constantly like in a panic and terrified, and I know I don't always, show it online, but I'm constantly, I have stuff going on that has me in an absolute panic all day, every day. So it's hard for me to think, how, how, how do I ask people confidently to show my work, without sounding absolutely pathetic? I joke around with my friends and the neighbors who walk around Burn Square, and they call me the mayor of Burn Square. Where I am in front of a restaurant. There's a restaurant called the Fountain Restaurant, and there's a little fountain which the city shut off, so it's kind of like the almost fountain restaurant, almost working fountain restaurant, something. Anyway, I'm right out front there. I'm parked at this not working fountain, which when it's running feels wonderful and brings people, but the city shut it off, of course. So, anywho, the neighbors walk around and they're like, back. I have people that drive by and they honk their horns and they wave. I have people that come up to me every day. I'm watching you on Facebook. I'm watching you on Instagram. I love your work, blah, 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 blah. I mean, I'm really fortunate that way. But people, I forget to say, hey, how about taking a picture? Would you mind posting it? I forget to ask that. I also don't like taking people's pictures because they're just being kind and generous, and I don't want to be demonstrative. Let's do a selfie. But my picture is taken every day, and the neighbors are running around by strangers or whoever. The neighbors that walk around, though, I have one that calls me Spartacus because I never stop, and he walks by 3 times a day. And he and his wife will wave while they're walking their dog, but he'll yell out, Spartacus! I have other people like at the restaurant who I can hear them talking. I pretend I can't, but I can hear them talking. Oh yeah, that's our artist in residence. That's Beck. She's our artist in residence. That's what I am considered in Burn Square. Which is pretty cool, because I haven't been officially given that title, but it's very cool. Some people go, hey, it's the mayor, and they, chit chat with me. The hardest working artist in Sarasota, the hardest working artist I know. All those accolades, but it still is, I'm fighting a cliche. I'm fighting, this cliche that Sarasota built for itself, where it's not season. We're building these gigantic condos. We put in thousands and thousands of condos and trying to draw people here, but don't come here because it's too hot. Don't come here because it's not season yet. You don't want to come here until magic happens. Magical something or other happens in Thanksgiving. Anywho, when I'm trying to, trying really hard to lean away from that, even though I'm exhausted and I'm really filled with panic and terror all the time. Um, Combating that and other issues with this art city. Um, Visual artists have been demeaned and debunked here, or not debunked, but demeaned and laughed at for decades. So that's another attitude that or cliche that I'm fighting. But I guess what I want to say, and I went on so long, what I want to say and what I hope that we get to, what I hope I encourage other artists to do, is utilize the web, um, even though it's all about politics right now, reaching out to your friends, reaching out to your followers. I gotta find a positive way to do this, and I'm not really sure here how, but asking people, please share my work. Because there is a whole world out there where we don't have to be stuck in our studios. I guess we've known this forever, and we've been saying this for decades, but a couple decades now, but now more than ever, let's utilize it for good, for ourselves, for the artists around us, for our communities, the web, and say, look at what we're doing here. It's almost like an act of rebellion, saying, look at, I'm still developing artwork, I'm creating things. Look at this. I'm standing out in public 6-7 days a week painting. Look at this. And help get eyes on me. Help get eyes on me. I don't really know a confident way of putting it, but maybe you do. A confident way of saying, please share my artwork. Friend, hi friend. Anyway, that's it. I did try and make a video about this instead of a live feed, but for some reason, YouTube and my iPad didn't want to work together. So here we are doing a live feed. And so let's brainstorm. Let's see what we can do together. Again, I'm Beck Lane. This is Catalyst and Company. I am working with Jay at Blue Egg. We've been working together. Jay Louise, who is the owner of Blue Egg Gallery, out in Fort Lauderdale in a neighborhood called Wilton Manors. He and I have been working together for 11 years, I realized, and we've known each other for several decades. But we just sent a shipment of work out there. And he and I are working more closely together. My gallery here in town, we are no longer working together. I'm not angry. It's actually freed me up quite a bit. They got frustrated because the city has sold itself short, and the visual artists here short, where they've trained people to not expect anything, all right, not my words, but sophisticated or challenging. So they dropped off my work, but a lot of stuff went out to Fort Lauderdale. Again, I'm down in Burns Square showing things off, and that's where I'm actually meeting my audience. People are coming up to me going, oh my God, real art. Instead of, the other stuff that's going on here. People are coming up to me going, oh my God, real art, real art. Why aren't you in museums? Why aren't you famous? Well, let's see what you can do to help with that little situation. Anyhow, all right, let's put our thinking caps on and get to work. All right, ciao, meow, meow, meow. Bye, Carrie. Boink.